MVP. How do we like that take from Perk, Chiney?
I think it's all right. I think that's the best case scenario for him, though.
Oh, we can play it back later.
Okay, all right. So we're just going to put a pin in it. Matt?
As far as AD, I would love to see it happen. I would love to see it happen. It's been a roller coaster for AD. He's taken a lot of heat. He's been hurt, but I would love to see him bounce back because we all know he's capable of doing it.
And when he bounces back, the Lakers certainly can go far. We saw that in the bubble season when they were able to win a championship, and he was playing at an incredibly high level. Caesars Sportsbook has Anthony Davis tied for the 14th best odds to win MVP. But as for title favorites here, Luka Doncic leads the way, followed by Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Reigning back-to-back MVP Nikola Jokic is fourth on the list, and KD rounds out the top five. And there's a common theme here. It's that they're international players. They're sitting at the top of this list. So for more on this, let's do a little full court press with the reporters that cover those teams. Tim Bontemps reporting on Joel Embiid and the 76ers, Jamal Collier on Giannis and the Bucks, and then Tim MacMahon, who is pulling double duty today for us for Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic. And Tim, I want to start with you here. What are the early takeaways from Nuggets and Mavs camps on how Luka and Jokic are each approaching the season?
Well, with Luka Doncic, as Jason Kidd said, he's in Luka shape right now. Look, he might not win many mile races, but his conditioning is not a concern like it's been coming into the last couple camps. Coming off the Eurobasket, they're actually a little worried about the wear and tear. They want him to take it light. It's hard to keep him out of scrimmages, but they're trying to get to that balance of where he's going to go into the season in shape. They want to make sure that he feels fresh. You know, he had a banged up wrist, an ankle, a little bit of a back. He even got stitches in his head when he was at Eurobasket. But in shape by his standards, Luka Doncic is absolutely one of the best players in the league. You know, you can check the 2022 portion of last season's schedule for the most recent evidence of that. And as far as Nikola Jokic goes, he's got his buddy back. He's got his co-star back in Jamal Murray. You know, they were able to scrimmage together yesterday. I think that's probably the first time in a while they were able to get some scrimmage action together. And as the Joker told reporters out there in San Diego where they have camp, he said it feels natural. It feels easy. I think having Jamal Murray back, having that two-man game back, you can say, well, maybe he's not going to have the ball in his hands as much. I think the game is going to be that much easier given the rhythm that those two guys have obviously established together over the years.
Well, it seems like Denver has been particularly a little bit of a sleeping giant here because they have just not had health on their side with Michael Porter Jr., with Jamal Murray. And now that they're getting that back, we'll see where that shakes out in the Western Conference here. Tim MacMahon, thank you so much, my friend. All right, let's head to Milwaukee. Check in on Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is plus 650 to win his third league MVP. Remember, the Bucks lost in the conference semifinals to the Celtics. That was last year. So let's bring in our Bucks reporter, Jamal Collier. Jamal, I know you spent the day with Giannis in Milwaukee yesterday. How are the Bucks managing his workload heading into this training camp?
Yeah, Malika, similar to what Tim said about the way the Mavs are handling Luka, Giannis played for Greece at Eurobasket over the summer, so they're going to be smart, is the word that they used, about how they use him in the preseason and in training camp. He also dealt with some injuries, and he just carries a big workload on his shoulders anytime he steps out on the court. So they're going to Abu Dhabi next week to play the Hawks, the first NBA games ever in that country. 2 games yesterday, 2 games next week. I would expect him to play in one of those games, but I think that they're going to be very cognizant about his workload. One thing they say about Giannis is he sets the tone for this team, and they're bringing 16 of the players they have in camp, the 20 players they have in camp are back from last year's team. So Giannis and the leaders of the Bucks are going to be sort of charged with keeping things fresh and keeping things exciting for a group that has their sights set on June. And getting to build good habits is Giannis' favorite phrase here early on in this season. But the Bucks don't worry about Giannis. They know if he's on the floor and he is healthy, they know what they got from him, and it's just about keeping him there and keeping him fresh and ready to go.
Jamal, I imagine that those good habits that you're talking about, they've been built over time, because I remember being around the team saying that they've sort of learned that they need to protect Giannis from himself in some situations, even though he has learned his body better over the years. Has that affected Mike Budenholzer and how he is treating Giannis, seeing what they've been through in the past with him?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Budenholzer stressed, at least on media day, was communication. And between him and Giannis, and how do you feel, and should you sit out this drill here? Should you go harder here? Again, once Giannis steps on the court, he only knows one speed, and we see that every time that he sort of goes and makes a play that sort of defies the odds that you would expect from him. But I think that right now he knows he's learned a lot about how to take care of his body and what things he needs to do to get through a full season. He's talked a couple of times about still being able to get things done in October and November that will help you later on in the season without necessarily burning himself out. So Giannis now is entering his 8th season in the league. He knows exactly what he needs to do to sort of get ready and be ready for the end.
Right, because it's all about how he looks in April, in May, in June. Jamal Collier, thank you so much for your reporting.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.